wonderful people. Welcome once again to uh, my digital class. And this class, I'm going to be focusing on how you can use um, Openssl to do some certain function. Okay, so I've made a video formally in this YouTube channel on how to download Openssl on Windows, and this video is very important because it is OpenSSL was not made for Windows operating system. It is made for Linux, and um, so you cannot have it officially in. Sorry, I'm coming. You cannot have it downloaded on your system officially from the official website of OpenSSL. Okay, and the use of OpenSSL is very important in the industry. Is very important in the industry, and that's the reason why I'm opening this tab now, so that I can be able to just show us a few stuff and then dive into the practical class. I lost the other video where I extensively explained a lot, and because of my battery life now, I'm just going to go straight to the practical and then perhaps be able to explain thereafter. Okay, so OpenSSL can be used for is encryption and decryption. It is used to generate a digital certificate. It is used for network security and testing, and a whole lot of stuff. In a nutshell, basically what we are trying to say is our data security and our digital product security is guaranteed when we use OpenSSL and other tools that are also related. Now, I'm also aware I've sent us this file. If you don't have the copy of the file, I will not be attaching it to the YouTube video. You ask the course rep to get it for you, so she has access to it, or perhaps some other persons also have access to it. Okay, so what you want to do now is what OpenSSL is used for in real companies. I have here in this place. In banks, OpenSSL is used to protect customers' information. In school, it is used to protect student record. It is also used to protect website details. So without OpenSSL and its use, you find out that all information that is sent across the internet are going to be very open for people to read it. And having learned how to use Wireshark, you find out that when your information is open on the internet, people can just download it and begin to read it and something of the nation. It is also used in hospitals to protect patients' record by government agencies for secure confidential documents and a whole lot of other stuff. Okay, so basically hospitals these days now, most of our politicians, in my own opinion, prefer to go outside of Nigeria for medical treatment and checkup. Why? Because they don't want their medical history to be out there in the in the domot for people to use it in Nigeria, because perhaps they don't trust Nigerian companies. People can come, someone can come and say, but please give me the medical history of this particular politician, and the person is going to buy it off. But outside there, over there, data are very well important. You cannot sell someone's data, you cannot do all of those things, and the rest of that. So that's a little I can explain now, because of my battery life and some other reasons. Okay, so let me go straight to how to use OpenSSL. So for you to use OpenSSL, the OpenSSL does not have a GUI. When I mean GUI, what I'm trying to say is, it does not have an icon that should be on your computer system. No, it does not have an icon that should be on your computer system. What it has is, well, you can only access it through the through your command prompt. And the exercise you are going to do now are a few exercises so that we can have something done. Number one thing we want to do now is demo file encryption. demo file encryption, and they say, imagine your company has salary report, a document where your company is storing all the staff that salary report. Maybe the government have demanded that you should send it to them because sometimes government demand, or so that they will know how much you are paying your staff, so your company is paying. So in that, and that document is very, very, very important because your rival company can use it against you, or perhaps use it, to improve their own services. Like, I'm aware bankers do that. Maybe Bank A has, Bank A is always looking out for Bank B to know how much they're paying their staff at this level, how much they are paying their staff at this level, how much are they paying their staff at this level. And the reason for that is so that Bank A will not lose their customer to Bank B. Just few days ago, I got an information from online of a certain well-known internet provider in Nigeria whose manager is being paid 400 million naira every month. This is apart from the allowances and the rest of that. So this information was made public, and the implication of that is that the other services providers that are rival company, if their salary of their manager, general manager in the whole of Nigeria, is not up to 400 million, many of them will want to be going to that other one to put paper or whatsoever and the rest of that. So that information is very, very vital. Sometimes ago in Nigeria as well, one of the Nigerian senators said how much he earns as a salary as a Nigerian senator, and it become a very, very big problem in the Senate House because that data is very, very important. So most times they transfer those money, they transfer all of those things and the rest of that, encrypting it so that nobody can be able to see it and the rest of that. So the first thing we want to do, we want to follow our step to get this thing done. Okay, step number one, say we should create a folder, and that folder should be called Openssl demo. So for you now, you might want to call it a company salary management or whatsoever you want to call it, right? So how do you create that your folder? You come to your system here, and then you do a new, you come to folder, and then I prefer you copy and paste what I did, and then you save it. Now I already have that document, and because of time I don't want to start afresh to create it in this place. So I already have my OpenSSL document here, right? So I want to open it now so that you can see. So inside of it, I have is a file that I call salary file. So how do you create this one? What you want to do is, then that is the next step I'm going to show you. After creating your document, the next thing you want to do is to open your notepad. Come to here and open your notepad, and then when your notepad is open, you want to write manager salary. Okay, I'm sorry, my spelling is not correct, but just because of my battery line, manager salary is equal to 500,000, right? That is what you want to write. So you write 500,000. Then you can also continue to write other services, sorry, other staff salary in this place and the rest of that. So when you are done doing that, the next thing you want to do is to click here and click save as. When you click save as, there are two things that you must do. Number one is to rename this thing to salary, right? Rename it to salary. And in my own case here, I don't want to call it salary because I have a salary document here. And then the next thing you want to do is to make sure that where you want to save that document is inside your the folder you just created, right? So I will now select the folder I just created, and then I'll save it inside of it. Then I'll save it again, right? Now, so when you will now go back to that your document that you created, so you now go back to that your folder you created, right? And then look at it. You're going to see the document. So this one is the one I created that is not original, that does not have this thing. So I just deleted it now. So in this situation now, I have two document inside of this place, right? So in our next video, I'm going to teach you how you can be able to encrypt a video document and the rest of that, and some other things I'm going to teach you in the next video. But for now that we are doing this, let's focus our attention on this. So I've done step number one and I've also done step number two. Now step number three say we should open our command tool. To open your command tool, there is no one way of doing a certain thing in computer. So when you want to do something in computer, there are more than one way of doing it. However, let me show you the easiest way of calling up your command tool in the computer. So your command tool, for you to call it up in your computer, you want to look for these the window button in your computer. This but the button that has this particular window option, that is what you want to look out for. Okay, let me enable my this thing. Okay, so this button is what you want to look out for, this button in your computer. So what I want to do now is I want to you press it down and don't leave your hand until you press R. That is the easiest way to do them. And then when this thing opens, this particular when you do Windows plus R, what you are trying to tell computer, please, there is a shortcut of running any program at all, not just command 2. So you want to specify what you want to run, which is command 2 CMD, and then you click on run, and then it will start to open it by itself. If you have every other tool, Facebook and the rest of that, it will also open it like this, right? Now, if you want to verify that your command tool is ready to work for you, what you want to do is you write OpenSSL, or rather, if you want to verify that your OpenSSL is ready to work, you write OpenSSL uh, dash version, right? I made a mistake in my spelling over here, so it's telling me that OpenSSL is that what I just wrote is not in the system. So let me now write it very correctly. Open SSL dash version, right? So this is the only way in which you can be able to interact with your OpenSSL in your computer system. So I'm waiting for you. I don't know why it is taking some time to respond. Waiting for you. Just responded. It's telling me yes, you have OpenSSL and the version you have is 4.00. You installed it in April 14, 2026. Now I want to save my battery and then go straight to practical. I don't want to explain quite a whole lot of stuff in this place now. Now the next thing you want to do is to step number 4. Now step number 4 say we should redirect OpenSSL to this setting prompt. So I'm going to copy this place now. Okay, I'm going to copy. See what I copy? CD desktop slash OpenSSL slash this. Now let me go back to OpenSSL and explain it. Now our OpenSSL is giving us information that is only available in this particular directory. Yes. This CD, which stands for which stands for computer slash users slash ASUS. That simply means everything in your computer, the only information it has is it can give to you now, because that is how it is directed by default. Is what is from your computer to the user directory and to ASUS. Now I want to redirect it, okay, to another folder. But before I redirect it to another folder, I can just use dir, which stands for directory, to know all the things that are in this particular directory it has given me. So I've searched for it now, and I found out that it is not showing me that my folder, right? It is not showing me that my folder. So, but it's showing me some other things that are in the computer. So it's also showing me desktop, but not showing me the thing inside the desktop. So for that reason, I want to redirect it so that it will go to desktop and fish out that particular document I created. So I'm going to paste this thing here, okay, and then I'll explain it in a jiffy. So what I did now is I'm telling the OpenSSL and say, please go to computer, go to user, go to ASUS, and inside ASUS, go to I want to redirect you. So I'm saying computer direct desktop. When you go to this desktop, you are showing me in this particular place that you can see. go open it and open a certain folder I called OpenSSL demo. That's basically the instruction we have given it now. So I'm going to click on my enter again, and you find out that it said, okay, I've received your information. How do we know it has received our information? The first line we wrote had become different with the second line it wrote. Remember, we used CD to tell it, or computer directly to tell it what to do, and now it have organized everything. So how are we going to be sure that everything is working fine? It is by us writing dir and confirming that the document we have there is what we have. So you can find out that I wrote dir, and you find out that this particular OpenSSL demo is a folder that we are interacting with now, right? And then we have salary test. We have one file inside of it, one file inside of it. So let me come here now and show you the document that we are interacting with, right? Okay, so this is the folder. Let me look for the folder and open it. So let me go to desktop, and then I'm opening the OpenSSL document, right? It has only one file. That is what it is telling us here. So if I duplicate this thing now, it will start to tell us that it now has two files or whatsoever. So now let me just paste in something. Let me go here, paste in something so that you understand um in more clear details what I mean, right? Let me look for something I'm going to paste in there, and then be f- try to be fast while pasting. So let me just copy these and then go back to my this environment, and then I'm going to paste it here. Okay, and then I will go back to my prompt, and then I'm going to write dir, and then I'm going to write this. So it has changed now two files, and it's calling them by name. This is the name we save it with, and this is the kind of text it is. This is the name. So that is basically how this thing works. So sorry. Let me now go to this other one. I have step number 5. Step number 5 say that we should encrypt the file. Encrypt the file. Remember that this thing is a very sensitive information that maybe the government is requesting that we send it to them, and there is no way we can travel with this information and go to where they are and give it to them. It must be sent via the internet, and the internet has the capacity of storing information even for on itself. So I've copied that encryption code. I'm going to explain it later, and then I copied the encryption code, pasted it here, and did enter. And the next thing the computer is asking me is to write in my word encryption password. I'm going to explain everything. Don't worry, and then my I'm going to explain it. Don't worry. I'm trying to look out for this, right? So the next step is to encrypt the file. Okay, and here we got this file at this place. So we want to encrypt it and send it to the government, or send it to our boss, or just send it to anybody at all in the internet. Now, this is the industry standard of sending information online. When you want to send a packet that is encrypted to somebody on the internet, you want to use two means to send it. You send the original encrypted format, you encrypt it, and then you send the original encrypted format via email and send the password via WhatsApp. Or you might want to use WhatsApp to send the original document and send the password via what another means. So you don't send these two important data to somebody using one format. You don't do it. Okay, so that if peradventure somebody who is a threat actor sees this document, he's not going to see the 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 decryption key or the password in that same document. Okay, so um you can send the boss or whosoever that particular document using email, and then call the person on phone and call the password to the person, or send it via SMS. So just make sure you send these two things in two different places. So that is encryption theory, right? So we said this is the encryption code. This is where I say you should type. What I say you should type. But in my own case, I copied it and I pasted it. Now it is asking us for a password now. So what do I want to do? This is the password I'm using in this situation. I also want you to use it. So cyber class 2026. So I'm coming back to this place, and then I'm going to type cyber class 2026. Now, you please notice something. As I'm typing it, the system is not even showing me that I'm typing in something. Okay, but it is typing. Don't do the mistake of trying to edit or whatsoever, because you're not going to know what you have typed, and any error is going to what is going to um is going to reflect on your work. So in this situation now, I've typed cyberclass 2026, and I'm going to repeat it. It's asking me to verify this password. So I'm going to write cyberclass 2026 again, and then I'm going to press my enter now. But I wrote everything correct, right? If I press my enter, it is going to it is going to save it. But I just want to make a mistake to show you that, and I've added another digit to it now, so that is going to be a mistake. And then you are going to find that it is telling me uh, verify failure, bad password read, blah blah blah, and all this other information. That means I'm going to start afresh again to encrypt this certain document. So what I'm going to do again is to go back again to this place, copy this thing again, right? Copy this thing again, and then come back again to this place, and then I'm going to paste it again, and then I'm going to do my enter, put my password cyber class 2026, put my enter again, cyber class 2026, and then my enter is done. So at this situation now, we have saved this our document. It's not giving us a bad password read command again or whatsoever. So our document is saved. Now this is a warning message. It's just giving you, trying to advertise another method of what encryption. This another method of encryption, telling you that this one might be very more better than the one you are using. Now two things have happened here. Number one, we have encrypted this document, and number two, the encryption the encrypted um, the encrypted part of it is now in this particular place. So if we do our dir here now, remember, dir in this place now is going to give us three documents now. So we now have three files. The first one we have is that one I installed. The second, the next one is salary encrypted document, and this other one is what salary test. Now let me now go and explain this code for you so that you understand it. The code that we use to encrypt, right? So which is this. Let me go and explain it to you on this particular place. So explaining the code, right? So we want to explain the code now. The first thing you will see in that code, the first thing you see in that code is Openssl. So you see it in this place. So this is me trying to call open and say Openssl. It is you that I want to use. I know I have a lot of software in the computer, but it is you that I want to use in this place. And then the next one is, and I want to use your encryption theory, because I know you can do a whole lot of stuff. That is what this ENC is talking about. I want to use your encryption theory. I know you can generate password for me. I know you can generate, I know you can do this one, do this one, do this one. It's just like you having a son who, you know, your son is a good drawer, your son can play football, your son can do this, your son can do this. So you called your son, and when your son comes very close to you, you told your son, I know you can do all of this. You're a good drawer, you take first position in school, you do all of those things, but now the service I want you to render is for you to cry for me. Okay. So the side will now say, okay, I have know what you want me to do. Now the next thing that we have here is this dash AES, right? So you have told it and say, okay, the kind of cry I want you to cry for me is that you'll be crying and laughing at the same time. So basically, we are this ENC stands for encryption, right? So you're saying OpenSSL, I need your service, but the service I need is your encryption service. I'm trying to be fast because of my battery, and then this other one is the encryption theory. There are different encryption theory that it has. Okay, just like we have different keys, there are big key, small key, blah blah blah, the rest of that. So we are telling it that the out of all the encryption theory that you have, the one I want is what is the EAES, that is Advanced Encryption Standard. That is what we wrote in this place. And that standard, the version of that standard is what 256. I want to use version to explain it. That's the reason why we wrote this 256 in this particular place. Okay. We wrote this 256. So this is the standard of the encryption. This is, you are telling it what you need is encryption, and this is the standard, and this is the version, super locked version of it. And now this one is the sort theory. The sort theory is going to change. Okay, let me show you that. The sort theory is going to change everything that is inside that document and randomize it in a Jagara form. I'm trying to be very very fast because of my battery life. Okay, so this one is the makes attack harder. That is the sort theory. It makes an attack harder by it randomizes the test and changes everything inside of it to to test. Now, with this other thing you can also find in salary test, you are trying to tell it and say, please, this thing you want to do, make sure you do it only in the document I call salary text. Because we find out that in this particular folder we are working on, there are other documents there, and if we did not specify the document, it might go and encrypt everything, and then everything will become encrypted. And when you are done encrypting this, that is the last thing that we have here. When you are done encrypting this, please give me out, and that is duplicate it. Okay, when you're done encrypting it out, salary encryption. So produce an output, produce another copy. That is what that out is saying. Produce another copy of encrypted version and make sure you call it what, salary encrypted. So in all those things now that I just explained, I want somebody to tell me via DM the ones that can be changed, right? The ones that he or she can change and will not affect our work in this place. The things in this place, the one that you can change and it will not affect our work in this particular uh, space, right? My battery is going super down, and at this junction, that is what I want to show us. Okay, so the next thing I want to do here is to let me cancel this so that I'm going to have. Okay, so the next thing we want to do now, sorry, I want to have some space here and then be able to, Holy Ghost, I'm sorry. Okay, so that is the explanation to this. So the result we are going to have is now now going to have how many documents now in this place. So let's go and share. So you now have how many documents in this place. So we have this now. This is the encrypted format that came out, and it's open. It came out with in a Wireshark format by default. Let me try to open it with Notepad so that you can see. So that is it. It have been sorted. HNG to Jagara. That is the encryption. So it is now ready for us to send it to somebody via the internet space. So let me open the original document. You see, the original document has this particular information that we want, right? So the one you want to send to somebody is this one, not this one. So if you can remember the password, you can often remember the password. It is now safe for you to delete this or something of that nature. Remember, data is life, data is business. No company play with their data and their information and the rest of that, because their rival company can use it against them or something of that nature. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, I have lost a certain um document in this place. Okay, I still have it here. Now, the next thing we want to now do, having learned how to encrypt, how about decryption? So for us to decrypt our text, this is what we want to do, right? This is what we want to do. We will now want to decrypt it. So this is what we want to do. I'll copy this thing, come here, and then I'll paste it. We are calling on Openssl and say, Openssl, the services that we need is your encryption service. And there is a document we have here that we locked with this. Please um, decrypt this document that is called salary encrypted and give us an output of out salary restored, sorry, of salary underscore restored text. So I'm going to click this now, my enter button, I've clicked my enter button and then I'm waiting for it. I think this is a problem that has to do with my computer now. And then it's asking me enter the password. Now let me just enter a random password that is not the password, and then I'll click on enter. It's telling me no, this cannot happen. It is an error, blah 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 blah. Bad decrypt. So I want to paste this thing again, and then the reason why I did this error is so that you see how to revert your command and the rest of that. So I'm going to click on enter. The next thing I want to do now is to um write my password correct, right? Cyber class 2026, and then I'm going to press my enter. So, and at this junction it have the decryption key derivative used. I've used the decryption key, right, or whatsoever. And then it's telling me using ITEL or a PBKDI2 would be better. This is them trying to advertise another kind of decryption. So now this, what do I want to do now? You remember that this particular last command we gave, we told you to give us an out document, okay? An out document salary underscore restored dot txt, right? So we are supposed to have how many document now? So I'm going to write dii, and then I'm going to do this now. So I have four documents. Let's look for that our restored underscore. So we have it in this place, right? So let me go back to my folder here and know if I have it. I have it here, and it's open. It can be open, and when I open it, I have my original document. However, this other one this other one, which is the one that we encrypted, if we open it, it is not going to give us those documents that we have inside them. Thanks so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys, for taking your time and watching this video. And I promise I'm going to try my best to deliver as possibly. Okay, so I'm going because of my battery life. That's the reason why I'm stopping here. There are some other things you need to know. My Saturday is very very busy one. If I get to have a little chance today, I'm going to make another video on this, and then some other things you can use. You can use this particular tool to do. Okay, I sincerely you know appreciate you guys for having me be your mentor in this particular class. Please, I gave us a promise initially that we are going to have three classes next week that is going to be focused on all the tools we have used: Wireshark, what again, Cisco Packet Tracer, and even this one. But I'm going to work on it now. I'm reducing it to 2 days because of an engagement I have on Thursday. So please, um, what you want to do is to DM me on your difficulties, please. DM me on your difficulties so that I'm going to know how to prepare my class in that particular section. God bless you. I love you guys. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please, you can do me the favor of subscribing to the channel, okay? And then you can take it off from there. Thanks so very very much. See you in my next video. Bye. Okay.